Good morning, friends, my conservative friends. Okay, it's Sunday, yeah, I know, but we still have to post our failed Harris policies. It's important. We got to get the information out. There's people out there that just don't know and aren't informed. So it falls to us, the Trump army, to get the information out so everyone can be informed and make the right decision for them. Number 10 today. The American coup that just took place. Sitting president was removed from the election because the Democratic Party knows he cannot beat Donald Trump. So what did they do? They conducted successfully a coup. And they replaced him with Harris. She knew it too. Don't you for a second think that Miss Innocent is Miss Innocent. She is not. She tries to portray this. She tries to change her policy stance and spin everything so she looks like this wonderful alternative to the ogre and the person that they call Hitler, which is ridiculous. She is not an innocent bystander in the removal of Joe Biden. The man was set up. They've known what they've been going to do for, I believe, 2 or 3 years. I think they knew as the presidency started back in 21 just how bad he really was. Because remember, they kept him in the basement in 2020. Think about that for a second. Why did they do that? They knew then. They knew then. He's deteriorated significantly since then. We all can see it. We're not stupid. So, they formulated in their back rooms in secrecy Pelosi, Obama, and all the rest of the oligarchs in the Democratic Party. Schumer, I can go on and on. They all knew they had to do something or they were going to lose their power. They were going to lose their power, which meant they lose their elite status, which means they lose their money, which means, more importantly to these people than anything else, they lose the power. So, they set their plan in motion, and they set him up. Why would a president go out of his way to ask for a debate so early? So early, it's never been done that early before. Think about it. All these little coincidences just don't add up to a coincidence. I don't believe in that. It all adds up, and it proves to you and me that the Democratic Party, including Harris, has planned this, and they sacrificed him because they knew he could not beat Donald Trump. Is that the kind of government you want? That throws away your votes? You voted. If you're a Democrat and you're waiting to go to your convention, you voted for Joe Biden. And those votes were just now thrown away. Stolen. Does that sound familiar? There were votes stolen in 2020. Now your votes are stolen. What does that tell you, people? Another coincidence. Stolen votes. Wow. Now, these people say, oh, well, you were voting for a ticket. No, you weren't. You were voting for Joe Biden. And now your vote doesn't mean anything. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, where your votes are picked up and flushed down the toilet. Because that's what the Democrats do. They will say they will do anything to keep their power. And they have the 90% of the American news media, which is their propaganda machine, covering for them. Harris was a part of this. Now, if I was her, and I was looking at the polls, because the polls right now are basically Donald Trump is leading by 58%. Yeah, scary numbers, right? That means she's down in the 42 percentile. Which means even if there's a slight change between now and the election, it's a landslide. It's a landslide. So if I was her and I knew what I knew, and I was looking at those polls, and looking at how even her own supporters are shaking their head thinking, she's changing everything. She's trying to change her record because her record is so bad. She has blood on her hands too. Don't forget that. Young Americans murdered by illegal aliens who they still don't know where they are. Is that the kind of leader you want? Is that the kind of Is that the kind of political party that you want running this government? No wonder we're in such a mess. They will say and do anything to keep their power. And they don't care about you and me as the citizens. We're the boss, people. It's a republic. They answer to us. Don't you think it's about time that these people were made accountable for their actions? How many people do they continue to have to sacrifice before we send them home packing? Term limits. Absolutely term limits. Right now, we need a strong leader who walks with God, who will look at the crazy leaders around the world and say, oh, don't you dare, because they know his strength. True leaders lead with strength. They don't lead by making backroom dirty deals and successfully executing a coup, which is what happened. Why do we have a president who physically and mentally cannot run for president and he's still sitting in the Oval Office? Why aren't you asking that question? I don't like the alternative, trust me. I don't want her anywhere near the Oval Office because she is not qualified. Not qualified. This doesn't have anything to do with her sex or her race or anything else. This has to do with her record, and she is not capable of being the president of this land. She's dangerous. She's so far to the left, even the radical left go, oh wow, that's radical. Number 10, participating in, knowing, and executing an American coup on a sitting president. That's a big one, and that's number 10. And she's a part of it. Don't for a second think that she's not. So, don't forget, every day, all of these failed policies need to be posted every day across social media and redo them until we get to the election so we can ensure you and I take America back and make it great again by electing Donald Trump. God bless you on this Sunday wherever you are. Many blessings. And God bless the United States of America.